What's going on, y'all? In this video, I want to talk about why being fit and self-aware changes your identity. What am I even talking about when I say change your identity? Okay, it's kind of how it sounds, but on a deeper level, it changes not only how people see you, but how you see yourself. It changes up how you move through life. It changes up your habits. It changes up what people know you for. You see what I'm saying? Right now, you're moving through life in a way where people know you for certain things. Oh yeah, that's Tim. That's the guy that he drink. Or that's Tommy. That's the guy that's funny. Or that's Bobby over there, man. That's the dude that be in the gym working out all the time. See what I'm saying? People put you in categories. They associate you with certain things, okay? But when you start getting fit and getting self-aware, that identity starts to shift, okay? And it shifts for the better. That's what I'm gonna get into. I got some talking points for you. Let's go ahead and get right into it. All right, so when you start taking yourself more seriously, start getting in the gym and start sharpening your mindset as well. Like I like to say in all my videos, it's a collective thing, man. It's not just about working out. It's about sharpening your mindset as well, okay? When you can do that all together, you start to transform into something different, something special. How your identity starts to shift, one of the things you'll start to notice is that you go from not believing in yourself to believing in yourself. Getting in the gym and lifting weights or just doing any kind of physical activity that is challenging you, you start to believe in yourself. You start setting little goals for yourself. You start achieving those. You start to notice that, hey, I couldn't lift this amount of weight 2 weeks ago. And then it's like, damn, I can lift this now and more. When you start believing in yourself after like doing things like that, it starts to build your confidence up. Okay, this is a natural way you're starting to build your confidence up. No one's having to pat you on the back and telling you that you're great and all that. You're putting in the work in the gym and you're seeing like, damn, I can do more. I didn't even know that I could do that. I remember when I was in the gym at one point some years ago and just 2 45-pound plates on a bench seemed so like, wow, I'll never be able to get to that. Now this is some time ago, but I remember that thought process like, damn, that just seems so heavy. And then I remember finally being able to bench 135, right? And being able to get it up a few times and really just being like, damn, I could have been doing that a long time ago. You know, it was almost like I didn't believe in myself that I could even do it, to even try it. And I think I did it because I had a spot or something one day and maybe I just like challenged myself. It's like, damn, I could have been doing this the whole time. So you start to really raise the bar for yourself in a way. That leads me to the second point here is you go from being incapable to capable. You start to realize that, damn, like I said before, you can do more. You can take on more. You start to realize that people can call on you and rely on you more because you're learning that you can rely on yourself. You're getting up, you're going to the gym after work or before work. And this translates to like everyday stuff too, man. Like I always like to use examples of just carrying groceries. You realize you can carry more, you can do more. You're a lot stronger than you think, but you never really put yourself to the test until you got on this journey, until you started working out, until you started challenging your mindset a certain way. Even challenging your mindset, man, and becoming sharper, becoming more self-aware, becoming more emotionally intelligent, you teach yourself that you're capable of handling uncomfortable situations, handling uncomfortable conversations. Those are going to happen too. So when you're a dude and you're going through life and you got a nice body, people have a natural expectation of you or they see you in a certain light. But then when you're also capable of sitting in conversation, not thinking so highly of yourself, being able to have fun, play, listen to people, all these things, when you're grounded, you're more capable then too. Also, when you're fit and when you're self-aware, it starts to change your habits. This changes your identity too. You know, I remember when I used to drink, like after work, I used to get off from Outback. There was a Buffalo Wild Wings right next door, and more than likely I was going to shoot next door with a couple of coworkers because we all did the same thing and moved the same way. So that was our identity almost. It's like, okay, those dudes over there, they're going to go over there and do that. And then it's like when I started changing that up, like when I quit drinking, right? And I stopped doing that. I stopped going to Buffalo Wild Wings. You know, it's almost like my identity started changing. My habits started changing, how I moved, right? I remember going to my homie's house. This is in the early stages, right? And I came in with a tank top one day, and he was busting my balls. He's like, man, you can't wear that over here anymore, because he had a girl and everything too, right? He said, man, you can't wear that. And he was like, he said, man, you look like you ate the old version of you. You know, I was like super skinny, you know, at this time. But I just remember that type of stuff, you know, like you start moving differently, your habits start changing differently, and people start seeing you in a different light. You know what I mean? Like, and by habits, I mean the places you go, the people you surround yourself with, the things that you eat, your sleep habits, all these things start to change, and they all start to shape like this new identity of yourself. You become an individual who doesn't stay up late anymore. That's how I am, man. Like, I can't be up late anymore. You know, if I am gonna be up late, it's got to be like a special occasion. You know, it's got to be something really fun that I'm doing, something that I don't do all the time. But yeah, you start valuing and prioritizing different things as your identity shifts, as you step more into caring about yourself, caring about your physical vessel, your physical being, and your mental well-being. The more you start to care about these things, you'll start to move through your life in a way that you're making sure that you're pouring into that physical well-being, that mental well-being. That's what I mean. Getting good sleep, eating solid food. You might eat some nonsense every now and again, but it's not all the time. It's not like how you used to do it. You know, your habits start to switch up. So if you're getting any value out of this video so far, please smash the like button. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel so you know when I make more videos just like this, all right? One of the last talking points I had on here, I said it earlier, man. Why being fit and self-aware changes your identity is because it starts to raise your standards as well, like for yourself and for those people around you too. So your identity starts to shift in a way of what environments you step into, who you put yourself around, who you allow in your environment. Not to say that you start to look at people like they're less than and you're better than. We're not doing that over here. That's not what I'm saying. You're not judging people, but you realize that I'm not hanging out with this person if we're not really like aligned. Like if this person stays up till 3 in the morning doing drugs or whatever, like now I'm giving an extreme example, but like that's not in alignment with where I am right now. You know what I'm saying? Maybe I can kick it with you earlier in the evening and none of the extracurriculars are involved, but that's what it is too. You start to like limit how much people have access to you. That's another thing that I'm saying too. You start to raise your standards. Like, yeah, you might still hang out with people that you've always hung out with, but you start to realize like, okay, I can't hang out with you all the time. You start to set limits for yourself, set boundaries for yourself. That's what I mean by raising your standard. It's not a negative thing where you're like being disrespectful to people. You know, you start raising your standard for what you're eating. I talked about this when I was saying about your habits. You start to clean your habits up. You raise your standards as well too. Like, I don't eat nonsense. You know, like I said, I might do it sometime, but not all the time. You know, and you also like raise standards for those people that are around you. And this is where the self-aware part comes in too, man, where you gotta be mindful that you're not preaching to people. You're not like, oh, you should start doing this. You're just an example of it. You're just a walking example of it. You carry yourself with integrity, with discipline. You know how to say no. You know how to say, nah, I can't eat that. Or no, thank you. You don't have to project all your principles and all this on the people. Like, no, but I don't eat that, and you shouldn't either. You know, this destroys you. Like, you ain't gotta do all that. Just do what you do. Pour into yourself. Eat your good food. Get your good sleep, and just become a walking representation of discipline, resilience, of saying no. That's what I'm saying. People are gonna notice this no matter what. That's a residual effect of what you're doing, and this ultimately shifts the whole landscape of like how people see you. People ultimately are going to start to see you differently. Now, I'm not saying work out for that reason. It just comes with it. And when you're shifting your identity, all your patterns, all your habits, they start to shift as well too. But yeah, overall, being fit, being self-aware, it changes you on a deeper level, man. Okay? Changes up how you're going to move through life, and it's going to change up how you experience life. Okay? Also, if you enjoyed this video, make sure you check out this video right here on the screen. YouTube thinks you'll like this one, and I will see y'all in the next video. Peace.